Well, hi, hello, and welcome everyone. Today we are going to go on a tour of the Little Miami, Kings Island and Little Miami Railroad, which is, of course, the railroad at Kings Island. It is located in the Rivertown section of the park, and as you can see when you're on it, you get on it right near Mystic Timbers, which is their wooden coaster. And it is, of course, you might be able to tell by this, it's a legit steam engine. And you also go near Diamondback, which is their B&M hypercoaster there. And it goes through the exit of Whitewater Canyon, which is Whitewater Rapids ride, which you'll be able to see pretty well here. And sorry I have to do a voiceover, but the whole time I was on this train, they were blaring copyrighted music that you could hear very easily on the video when I was trying to edit it. So I can't play that audio because I can't, pay copyright fees, because especially Beach Boys, I'm sure, is uberly expensive. So you get to hear me talking. If you want to hear train whistle and stuff, then well, chugga choo choo. But enough of that. I'm not gonna be doing that in the entire video because I think A, I would go crazy doing that for this entire video, and B, I think you guys would go crazy hearing me do that over the entire video. Anyways, back to Kings Island and the train. This part here, you go over a nice ravine through the woods here. You can't tell in the video, but it actually has a pretty significant drop there. And you also get to see parts of Whitewater Canyon, which is their, like I said, their Whitewater Rapids ride. And the day that I taped this video was very, very popular because this day the high temperature was probably mid-90s, and with the heat index and the humidity, it was north of 100 degrees, so it was a brutally hot day. So a lot of people were trying to get wet, and Whitewater Rapids is a great way to get wet because, as they promise you in line, you will get wet and you may get drenched. That, of course, is not Whitewater Canyon. That there is Mystic Timbers again, which is a GCI wooden coaster. One of three really good wooden roller coasters there at Kings Island. As well, they have the Beast as well, which is just a legend when it comes to roller coasters, as well as the Racer, which is a very influential roller coaster, which at some point I might have a video about the Racer, but it has had a great impact on the roller coaster industry over the last 50 years. That there is a maintenance shed for the train. They actually have two separate steam engines. On a busy day or on a regular summer, though, typically have them both running at the same time. When one is at the Rivertown station, the other one's at the water park station. But right now, with the water park being closed, I'm quite sure they're only running one train because there's not a need for two. I mean, as you can see on this video, there was almost nobody on the train with me, so I was almost the king of the train. Anyways, we are slowly but surely coming up to the water park here, which is, so you can see a water park station. We will be able to see some of the water slides shortly, even though, of course, they're not, running, because they're not going to have water running when they are not open, because that's just a waste of money. And we will shortly be going right back this way, as you can see, because the train track later is where they go back at. And up here on the left, I don't really think you can see it, but Kings Island does have its own bear, which is made from plastic, but it's just the conductor will always point them out to you. And it was wearing a mask to stay safe from COVID-19, so even plastic bears are wearing a mask. So keep on keeping on, I suppose. And this is up here also, there's a pedestrian bridge. To get to Kings Island's water park, you have three ways. One is the main entrance to the water park, because it has its own separate entrance. Two is by train, and three is down over this pedestrian bridge over the train. Or you can walk on the road here at the railroad crossing. But right now you can't go walk there because, as I said, it's closed down. But you can see the station for the water park right up here. The train station, we can see some of the water slides. It's been years since I've been to the water park myself. I mean, I've been there before, I know, but it's just been years since. Last time I went there was when I just wanted to go and see the operation of that water park, because, well, the Some of you may know this, others won't. I worked for years in water parks, like 7 or 8 years. I was on off. I worked in a water park, and 4 of those I worked full time in a water park at a couple of different water parks in the Cincinnati area. And I know a lot about water parks, more than the average person does, both from the maintenance and the lifeguarding end as well. But that's a topic for another day. And up here there is a Fort Coney they call it, which is a nod to Kings Island's past as well. But one thing that not everyone knows is in this fort here, behind this fence, there's actually a house. A real house that people used to live in, and the reason they have that house there and put the fort around it was when Kings Island bought the land to build Kings Island. The former owner agreed to sell the land to Kings Island, but Kings Island had a promise to never tear down that house. So they still haven't. They just have the fence around so people can't see it from the train. And I've heard they store stuff in there, but I've never been in there. I've never even seen it. Although if I'd ever be able to go on a behind-the-scenes tour of Kings Island, I think that'd be a pretty cool thing to see. So if anyone from Kings Island's watching this and would ever want me to go, let me go on a YouTube tour behind the scenes of Kings Island and see that house among other things, feel free to reach out to me. And there's some poor employee at Kings Island stuck by the train, which I bet they hate it when that happens, since I know I used to work from a train track, or like 2 minutes from a train track, and I always hated getting stopped by the train, especially if I was late or going to work or I had to stay late at work on my way home. And there was one time they actually just stopped for like 15 minutes, and that really was not fun. Anyways, we are coming up here now on the western town part of the train, where they have it themed to look like an old western town, which makes a lot of sense since Rivertown, as it is basically Kings Island's version of Frontierland at Disneyland, even though it's of course not as good as Frontierland, although it does have Mystic Timbers and the Beast, which are both better than Big Thunder Mountain as far as actual roller coasters, although Big Thunder Mountain has much better theming than either of them. And now what do you think? Do you think this train is better than the train at Disneyland or at Magic Kingdom? Let me know in the comments if you think so. As well as, I can't think of any other theme parks that have trains, but I'm sure there are some. Let me know in the comments as well what other theme parks have a train. And if you like this video or some of our other videos that we've done on Kings Island or on other stuff, best thing you can do to help us out is give us a big thumbs up, because that matters more than most non-YouTube people realize. If you like people's video, as well as always, feel free to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. That will let you know when we upload more videos, because there will be plenty more Kings Island videos coming up, as well as potentially very soon some Cedar Point videos. And until next time, keep on